Angry Birds Collection update time, let's go! But this time around we have a couple rules. Because of course we have to have some. Ever since the last Q&A, some stuff in my channel has been quite toxic. People have been begging me for figures, sometimes even, spamming. So, none of the toys are for sale, and don't beg for toys. Thank you very much, and we will begin. I might make guides on some of these, but for now, no promise. Let's begin. Here is my red figure. This is my very first red figure. I customized him to match his appearance. I gave him spots, and the spots are made with acrylic paint. Also, he's painted over by marker and Sharpie. So yeah, this is red. Here's Chuck. He is probably one of the worst condition ones, but he's still in pretty good condition compared to some extras that I have. I really like this guy, even though his mold has grown a bit and he has scratches here and there. But overall, it's fine. And, give me a second. Here is Bomb. Sorry, he's quite dusty. But yeah, here he is. My original three birds. Here all of them are. By the way, Bomb is in perfect condition. Almost. Of course, I mean, yeah, he's like, I don't know how many years old. Actually, he's almost 10 years old. Considering that these three are my original birds, and they are from the 2013 Knock on Wood game. Very nice, and give me a second, if I can find pigs, I will show them. Later on in the video, of course. Here's Matilda. I got her quite recently, last year. My old Matilda, I will show to you later. So yeah, here she is. Now it's time for the blues. Here's Jay, the first one I got. Jake, the second one I got. And finally, Jim, the last one I got, aka the youngest. This guy is not in perfect condition, but it's fine. Hey, would you look at that? We got the original 5. Here is Hal, despite him also being in almost perfect condition. Pretty good and pretty clean. By the way, I haven't washed these guys in like 3 days, so just so you know. As long as they're in there, I keep them in a box. As long as they're in there, they don't get dust. I don't wash them, but sometimes I keep them outside. Not for too long, but for 3 days, wow. Yeah, so they collect some dust. Here is Terrence, probably a lot of people's favorite bird. He's also in almost perfect condition. I also got this guy quite recently. Last year, to be more specific. Bubble Boy coming in! Okay, here is Bubbles. Or Bubble Boy. He's small and cute, and he's probably my favorite figure. Because it took me ages to get this guy. And unlike Mattel Stella, I actually badly wanted this guy. And speaking of Mattel Stella, I finally have a Mattel Stella, as you can see. Thanks to my friend Fox Gamer, I was able to get one. We made a trade, and I gave him Frozen 4-man pick, and he gave me Mattel Stella and Happy Holidays 2013, and a Pirate Pig. Alright, here's the 9 birds that we all are familiar with. Now, some extra birds. Here's Icebird, but I call him Isaac, just like Gerard the Redbird. He's also in pretty good condition. What's up? Here is Silver, my custom Silver, aka. Not in good condition. Okay, it's because she's an old figure. And my grandmother made her, and then I modified her. And finally, for the Season 1 flock, we got Minnie. Now, Minnie is Red and Terrence's younger brother, so I might explain that in the future. But a lot of people don't know him for now, because he really didn't make a big appearance. Besides in Jigglypuff Unicorn Rainbow Stars, maybe. So yeah, that's Minnie, and that is the main flock for now. Now, you guys, this is what I did with my old Terrence figure. I turned him into Tony. Looks pretty good if you ask me. For those who will be asking, I painted him with acrylic paint, though I do not recommend it, just like red. Here is Tony's younger brother, Ollie, or Hockey Bird. I like the name Ollie, but I mostly refer to him as Hockey Bird, even though his name's Ollie. Yeah, these two are the side characters from Finland. And new birds introduced, which I'll get into in a minute. Here is Melody and another Melody.
Wow, they look identical.
Yeah, so I made a update in Melody. And here's my old Melody. Here is the most recent duck reskin, bird. Here is Jojo. It's a custom. I really like him, and I call him Jojo, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, since every protagonist is nicknamed Jojo. Go next to Melody, Jojo. With that, I guess you could call that the main Angry Birds. And unfortunately, I haven't made the Stella Flock, though I have completed one figure. Now, some people asked me to complete him for the next collection, and here is Mighty Eagle. I finally made him a body, and I stuffed him. So yeah. Now, he can stand without a block inside him, and he can actually stand perfectly. His beak is made of cardboard, if you couldn't tell. Too much tape around him, though. Guys, anyone I missed? Probably not. Alright then, it's time for the Bad Piggies! Probably the best antagonists of all time. Here is my Activity King Pig, and yeah, he's not in best condition. Yeah, this is how he came when I first got him. Before this guy, however, I used to use a paper King Pig. I will show that in a minute. When we move on to the extras. Here is 4-Man Pig. Unfortunately, like most Angry Birds YouTubers, I didn't make his eye blue. Here's Cripple Pig. He is completely made out of sugar paste. Yeah, not clay, fun fact. Some people told me to update him, but for now, I don't think so. He looks like Cripple Pig, he does the job, so why update him? And plus, I'm lazy. Some people told me to update him after I get the Mega Flint game, but I am not planning to get the Mega Flint game now. I mean, I bought one, but it won't arrive anytime soon. And when it arrives, I'll just probably use those helmets for minion pigs, not for this guy. Here are the 3 main royal pigs. But here are some more special pigs. Here he is in all his glory. Probably there's no one who doesn't like this guy. Really proud of how his face turned out, though I didn't complete his body, because I really don't trust myself with making the nose, so I just put him on a old Mattel pig. And I think it looks pretty good. Chronicler Pig, really proud of how he turned out, made him out of paper, and he looks just like a sprite. Here is one of the old men. Here is another old man that I made recently, Professor Pig. Really proud of how he turned out, he looks just like a sprite. The teeth and the mouth especially I'm proud of. Unfortunately, I didn't make his glasses yet, but for now, there's no need for glasses. But if I do, I will add them. Anyone I miss? You did miss the previous king. Here is King Leonard El Salvador Mudbeard. And yes, I added in the El Salvador part to make it more unique. This one is based on a old sprite that Blue J5678 and Draw the Redbird made. But in the crown, I made a slight touch. You see this? Yeah, the gem on top is purple because in my series, King Mudbeard has a power called Embers of Darkness. And it's like this black purplish aura that can do pretty much anything. I'll put him here. And I'm very proud of how he turned out. In my opinion, it looked just like the sprite. The crown is pretty good, which I made yesterday. Yeah, here he is, in all his glory, and I will make a cloak. The kingly robe. Also, another nickname for Mudbeard in my series, besides Mudbeard, is the Demon King. Because his power is from hell and it's demonic. Alright, some special pigs. Here are Samson and Gregory from Angry Birds Fantastic Adventures. Really love these two. And yeah, I decided to use them. And these are the pigs that I was talking about earlier that came in the original Knock on Wood game. I cannot differentiate the third one. I named him George though. Yeah, I cannot really differentiate him, since he looks identical. But this guy has a scar in his eye, and this guy is a little different in terms of color. And here they are. The pig from Bad Piggies, aka Ross. I just took a Mattel pig and added freckles, yeah. Since I have a ton of Mattel pigs, might as well use them. Here is another pig from Bad Piggies, Mechanic Pig. Some people confuse him with Postman Pig, but here he is. I will make a Postman Pig, but not now. And the difference is the fact that Postman Pig's hat is bigger and he has a backpack, while this guy's hat is shorter. Also, he did, I believe, make an appearance in Angry Birds Go when the 1.0 version was around. He was in the treehouse and had his own lair. Here's Hambo, a pig in Angry Birds Toons. Very nice. There he goes. Here's another gift from Fox Gamer. Here's a pig with a eye patch. or pirate pig, though I gave its hat to another pig. So it's 2 pirate pigs. Here is that pig that I gave its pirate hat to. Oh shoot, where's the feather? Here it is, it's kinda like Stella's feather. 2 that are not very special, but the only K'NEX pigs I have. Here's this slightly damaged one. And this pig, a normal K'NEX pig, and it doubles as Earl, the cowboy pig. Howdy, partners. To those who are wondering, here are some minion pigs. They're obviously not all the minion pigs I have way more. Here's where I keep the minion pigs and the metal birds that I use for recording. Here's an infamous one. Here is... yeah, everyone loves that meme. Pretty cool. Though it's not his plush version, though it's fine, I like this guy. He's the main construction hat pig, and I have separate construction hats, of course. Here is a paper pig I made, it's damaged pig. Here is another very valuable pig. Here is a frozen 4-man pig, the rarest Angry Birds Mattel figure. This is the rarest part of my collection. I gave the second one to Fox Gamer in the trade, just like I mentioned. So here the guy is, in all his glory. Along with him, there's just a normal version. Normal frozen pig. Here you go. Here is another cool pig I have. This is the bandit pig from Angry Birds Epic. I made him out of that old Angry Birds Mattel pigs. And yeah, pretty cool. I put it next to Earl. Here's a ninja pig. Here it is, next to Mudbeard. Some peeps might think I forgot about this guy, but no, I didn't. One of my favorite parts of my collection. Here is a Porcador. I might extend this part, I probably should, but for now, he's fine. Pretty good, and I'm really proud of how he turned out. So yeah, that's the main cast. But there are some characters for Season 1. I think it's about time I introduce you guys to the Order of the Demon King, the main antagonists of Season 1. And the main antagonist of Season 1 is Dr. Pig. He's made out of sugar paste, and he is actually pretty good. Yeah, besides this, but I think it looks good. I did it intentionally. Some people picked on it, but I think it's fine. And most of the time you see him up front. Here is Devil Pig, the second most well-known one. He's based on Darth Maul, his weapon is anyway. He's pretty cool, yeah. I was pretty creative with him. Chaos Pig. I will update this guy in the future, by the way. He really doesn't hold up. Ghost Pig. He is based on that one cancelled plushie. Here is Richard, or Grandpa Pig. There you go. And here is this one pig from Angry Birds Epic. It's essentially a 4-man pig with a captain hat. Really nice. I made him for one cancelled episode that he never appeared in. Here's another member that is pretty cool. Here is Grandmaster Pork. Really sick. There you go. Here he is. Here is a Shade Pig. I based him on this Shades in Hollow Knight. I really like Hollow Knight. I have a ton of references to it in my series. I use music from it. And shout out to Christopher Larkin. The man's music slaps. Here are members that are made by other people. Here is one made by Odyssey. I will give a link to his channel in the description. Really good design, and I got his permission. I said I would make some pigs Order of the Hogland members that the contestants of the collab entered. And he decided to use a snake. From Harry Potter. Nice one, Potter. Here is another member from Cars Ignite, and this isn't original or exclusive to TLAB, the Order of the Demon King. This is Nathan. He's supposed to be the main antagonist of Heroes Quest Season 1 and 2, if I didn't screw up which season he was in, so yeah. Before the collection video, I was planning to add little dots, yellow dots, like stars that he has. But I never had the time, unfortunately. Here is Tally, or Toon Sal, Hal's brother. Yeah, what he said. Yeah, I just decided to make Toon Sal a separate character. Here is a zombie pig that works for the Order. Nothing special, just a zombie pig. And he's based on those ones in Angry Birds Epic. Yeah, so that was Order of the Hogland so far. I'm sorry, Demon King. It's just the old name was the Order of the Hogland, then I switched it to the Demon King. I made a vote, that's how it happened. But Order of the Demon King members are called Hoglands. Here are some other stuff about the main cast. Here are baby blues that I've made recently, pretty cute. Here's another character from Angry Birds Fantastic Adventures. Here is Matilda's mom, Chica, but I like to call her Batilda. I didn't make her tail feathers, but I think she turned out pretty good. Here's something else, my OC. One of my friends made this for me, and that's why I still keep it around and use it as my OC to this day. Speaking of OCs, here is a persona of a friend of mine, Cars Ignite, or this bird, his OC is called Hero. I thought he spelled it like Hyro, but no, it's Hero. And some people mistook him for Plump. He turned out pretty good, surprisingly. Here is the OC of another friend of mine, GP Toaster. This guy was hard to make, not gonna lie, the hair, especially, but turned out pretty good. I'll put the custom characters next to Mikey Eagle because it's too crowded here. Here is another OC of another friend of mine. Here is Slasher 2.0. Unfortunately, the beat consistently falls. I need to fix that, and of course, he's not complete. He will take like 2 days, I guess, if I ain't busy. Listen, bro, if your beak falls again, I'm throwing you into the trash and making a new one. Hugh. Here is someone that I've never met, but I like this content. Here is Diastar. Pretty sick OC if I say so myself. Here is another one. Draw the Redbird. Really proud of the helmet. And he's made out of Play-Doh. Here is a Connect Bird, aka another OC of a friend of mine, Jammers. All the channels will be in the description. Go subscribe to these people. Unfortunately, the stupid thing falls off of my extra metal iceberg, even if I tape it. So I took advantage of the fact that Kinect's figures can split and put the crown here. I need to improve this, by the way, so yeah, I will. I will also add a cloak or a robe similar to how I will make to Mudbeard. So yeah, that's Jammers. What else? Here's the OC of another friend of mine, Angry Birds 4321, Angry Birds Fan 4321. I call this OC Sir Bubble, since in my series it would just be weird calling him Angry Birds Fan 4321. So yeah, I call him Sir Bubble. Really nice OC. Here are some more fan-made characters. Here is, people call him Bouncy, I don't know what to call him, but it's this purple bird from an old animation, Hungry Pigs, I believe its name was. So yeah, here he is. I believe she is supposed to be a she, but I don't know, I'll call him a he. I think he is male. Now, it's not a fan-made character, but I consider him a fan-made character because he's a different character in my series. Here is another design of Hell, though this time it is his Angry Birds Rio design, or the Rio's Angry Birds Rio 2 version. And I made this guy just for the sake of that one guide video. Here is a knockoff Purple Bird plush, really nice. Here is the legendary General Ducky! Now, for the prototype flock, I have only 2. I've made 2. Here is George, and here is prototype Chuck. Or I like to call Charles, since Chuck's real name is Charles. So, this is Charles Aries, and this is Charles, just Charles.
Pleasure to meet you, just Charles.
Pleasure. By the way, people, here are the androids, if you all were wondering. Here, I want to introduce you guys to Mother Hogland. She is a very good spirit, probably the nicest person who has ever lived, and she protects children from evil spirits in Halloween. Essentially, she destroys evil spirits, and the evil spirits are no match for her. Here is a little hatchling, which looks a lot like Joe, so I'll call him Hatchling Jojo. Jojo! It's time for the Angry Birds, or the Angry Birds in the Angry Birds parody, F'd Up Fids, or the F'd Up Fids. Here is Sarge, the leader. I know this guy isn't the one to come, but here is Frenchie Toucan. Here's another one I'm proud of, just like Sarge. Here is Woodsy. I kinda made her color wrong, but I think it's pretty good. I'm sorry, his. Here is Brooklyn, my favorite. He is from Brooklyn, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, that's all they have to fit. Now, let's think about what else I can add. Oh, how about extras? Here is my old Stella, really like her, really proud of how she turned out, and yeah, let's all be honest, she looks better than Mattel Stella. My old Bubbles, also very proud of how this guy turned out. Here are my Angry Birds Space Birds. Here is Super Space Red, Laser Chuck, Monster Tyrants, Fire Bomb, Lightning Blues, Bedded Skin Eggs, and a extra Ice Bird, which I tried to turn into jammers. Here are two more extras. Here is Super Space Red, but it's Kinax and Super Space Chuck, but also Kinax, and he is missing his rope. An extra blue that is in awful condition. Here are these two figures from the Angry Birds movie merchandise that Jazzwares made. Red and Zeta. Here are the old Knock on Wood, Red Chicken Bombs, Chucks. Here are these two. Here are King Pig and Red from the Jenga set. Here's this telepod that I have. It's the only Transformers telepod I have, but it's pretty rare, I think. Here are some little Angry Birds Stella figures. Also, from Angry Birds Fantastic Adventures, Wilbur. Though he doesn't have the hood, I need to make the hood. Oh, don't think I forgot about you. Here is my very old Bubbles. My oldest Bubbles. And you guys, here is Piggy McCool. And this time around, I won't be showing extras. Just a update video. Maybe next year I might make a full collection video with the plushies just like I did last year, but for now this is all I got. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later, I guess. And maybe in the next collection video I might show some props. One last thing, people. The next Q&A is coming out in November, seal.